Have you ever felt a persistent, quiet sense of discomfort? A feeling that something is just off, even when everything on the surface seems fine? We often look for the source of this unease in our external world, our job, our relationships, our circumstances. But what if the real source of this friction isn't outside of us at all? What if it's coming from within? This feeling is often the symptom of a deep internal misalignment. It's the quiet hum of a soul that is out of sync with itself. It's the gap between who you are and who you are pretending to be. This misalignment is the root of so much of our anxiety, our fatigue, and our dissatisfaction. It's the reason why external success can feel so empty, and why we can have everything we thought we wanted and still feel a profound sense of lack. The journey we are about to embark on is not about changing your life, but about aligning with it. It's about closing that internal gap, so that your outer world becomes a true reflection of your inner one. So, what does it truly mean to be in alignment? It sounds like a lofty, abstract concept, but at its core, it is beautifully simple. Alignment is the state of integrity where your actions are a direct expression of your deepest values. It's when what you do matches what you believe. It's when your words are not just sounds, but are consistent with your behavior. It's when the effort you put into the world is fueled by a clear, unwavering intention. Imagine your values as your internal compass. This compass points toward your personal North Star. What you hold is most important, most meaningful. When you are aligned, every step you take, every decision you make, is guided by this compass. You're not just moving, you're moving with purpose, in a direction that feels right in your very core. This isn't about perfection. It's not about never making mistakes or always feeling happy. It's about coherence. It's the feeling of being whole because there is no separation between your different parts. Your thoughts, your emotions, your words, and your actions are all singing the same song. Think of it like an orchestra. When every instrument is tuned and playing in harmony, the result is beautiful music. But if one instrument is out of tune, the entire symphony is disrupted. You are that orchestra. Alignment is the practice of tuning each of your internal instruments, your mind, your heart, your body, so they can play in beautiful, resonant harmony. It is the quiet confidence that comes from knowing you are living in a way that is true to you. The cost of living in a state of misalignment is immense, though it often accumulates so slowly that we barely notice it until we're exhausted. Misalignment creates a constant, low-grade internal friction. It's like driving a car with the emergency brake partially engaged. You can still move forward, but it takes so much more energy. Every action that contradicts your values, every word spoken that isn't true to your heart, every goal pursued for the wrong reasons, it all drains your precious energy. This is why you can feel so tired at the end of the day, even if you haven't done much physically. You've been fighting an internal battle, pushing against your own nature. This constant friction also erodes your confidence. How can you trust yourself when your actions prove that your word to yourself means very little? When you consistently betray your own values, you send a subconscious message that you are not reliable. You start to doubt your decisions, second-guess your instincts, and look to others for approval and direction. You become a stranger to your own inner wisdom. The inner voice that was once a clear guide becomes a faint whisper, drowned out by the noise of self-doubt and confusion. Over time, this can lead to a sense of emptiness, a feeling of being a passive observer in your own life rather than the active creator of it. You're playing a role that was written for you by society, by family, by fear, but not by you. And the applause will never be enough to fill the void left by your own absence. If alignment is so beneficial and misalignment so costly, why do so many of us remain stuck in this state of internal conflict? The answer is simple, yet profound. Alignment demands radical honesty. And honesty often demands uncomfortable change. To become aligned, you first have to be brutally honest with yourself about where you are out of sync. You have to admit that the job you've clung to for security is crushing your spirit. You have to acknowledge that a relationship you're in is based on convenience, not genuine connection. You have to see that the person you present to the world is a carefully constructed mask. This level of honesty is terrifying. It means facing truths we have spent years avoiding, It means looking into the mirror and seeing not who we want to be, but who we have become. And this honesty is the catalyst for change. Once you admit that your actions are not aligned with your values, you are faced with a choice. Either change your actions or consciously accept the pain of misalignment. Most people choose a third option: delay. We delay the honest conversation. We delay the difficult decision. We delay the first step toward a different path. We tell ourselves, "I'll do it when the time is right," or "It's too complicated right now." But this delay is just a comfortable form of avoidance. We stay in the familiar pain of misalignment because we are afraid of the unknown pain of change. We choose the friction we know over the freedom we don't. It feels safer to keep driving with the brake on than to stop the car and figure out how to release it. Now let's explore the mindset of someone who lives in alignment. What does their inner world look like? Aligned people navigate life with a distinct clarity and ease. One of the most noticeable traits is that they decide faster, not recklessly, but with conviction. Because their values are crystal clear, their decision-making framework is already built. When faced with a choice, they don't get lost in a sea of pros and cons, endlessly weighing external opinions. They simply ask themselves, which option is more aligned with who I am and what I value? The answer often becomes self-evident. This inner clarity means they also doubt less. They aren't constantly second-guessing themselves or replaying past decisions. Once a choice is made in alignment with their core self, they move forward with it. They understand that it's not about making the perfect choice, but about making the true choice. This frees up an incredible amount of mental and emotional energy that would otherwise be spent on worry and regret. Most importantly, they trust themselves. This self-trust is the bedrock of their existence. It's a deep, embodied knowing that they can rely on their own inner compass to guide them. This trust isn't arrogant, it's quiet and humble. It's been earned through a consistent practice of honoring their own integrity, of keeping the promises they make to themselves. They are their own most reliable ally. Their validation comes from within, not from external praise or approval. This allows them to move through the world with a sense of groundedness and purpose, unswayed by the shifting winds of public opinion or fleeting trends. They are the calm eye in the center of their own storm. Ultimately, the pursuit of alignment is not a journey toward a life of constant bliss or perfection. It is a journey toward quiet stability. Alignment creates a profound and unshakable peace. It is the peace that comes from being whole. It's not the absence of problems, but the absence of internal war. When you are aligned, life will still present you with challenges, with setbacks, with moments of pain and sorrow. The world outside will continue to be unpredictable and, at times, chaotic. However, your inner world will be a sanctuary. You will have a solid ground to stand on, a center to return to. You will face challenges not with frantic anxiety, but with a calm resolve, because you know who you are and what you stand for. This inner peace is not loud or flashy. It is a quiet, steady presence. It's the feeling of coming home to yourself. It's the end of the exhausting performance, the release of the internal friction. It is the simple, powerful state of being you. Not a better version of you, not a more successful version of you, but the truest, most authentic version of you. And in that truth, you will find a stability that no external storm can ever shake. The goal is not perfection. The goal is peace. Thank you for joining me on this reflection. If this resonated with you, consider subscribing for more journeys inward.